Okay, Neil, who is the good value guru?
Oh, well, that's a secret.
No, but surely.
Well, the concept of the good value guru is to explode the current situation of prima donnas running around the South African wine scene, tasting wine and big noting themselves. So the good value guru is an anonymous person who knows a lot about wine, and once or twice a year we jump in a car and we drive around and we go to the tasting rooms of wineries this side of the mountain, other side of the mountain, places that you normally wouldn't read about, and we're looking for good value. So our criteria are the wine must be available in the tasting room. We don't announce ourselves. We walk in unannounced, and whatever's open we taste, and we make our decisions based on what's presented to us.
Is that the three-headed good value guru next to you, perhaps?
This is one of his children.
I thought as much. How did it translate into a book? It started as, I think, a bit of a brochure pamphlet with Spa, and then it went all bookish. How did that occur?
Right. Well, basically it started off as a column in the Sunday Times. I think about 3 years ago we ran it in the Sunday Times, and then we would always get people writing in what was our recommendation, and etc., etc. They missed the Sunday Times. So 2 years ago we printed a little guide which had about 34 pages, and we printed 500,000 copies. So it was the largest wine guide I think that's ever been made of South African wine, and we gave it away free in the Christmas edition of the Sunday Times 2 years ago. But I thought it deserved a little bit more than that. So this year I took all the photographs of last year's trip, and I went and saw two friends of mine in Stellenbosch, Janneman Solms and Rohan Etzebeth, who are Fanakalo, and I gave them all of the photographs, and they came up with basically the design for the Good Value Guru, and it's about 120 pages now, and we produced it. It was printed in Singapore, and in spite of the best efforts of South African Transport Services to derail the project through strikes, we managed to get it in July, and it's now available in most exclusive books.
It's a fantastic collection of wines, people, food, places. Put your head on the block. Tell me, what is South Africa's most exciting wine region?
South Africa's most exciting wine region is probably the Swartland, but of course I say that because I know it the best, because we've got a farm there, Lemoenfontein. It's being discovered. It's got a lot of publicity recently because of people like Adi Badenhorst and Ibn Sadi making wine there. And it's very close to Cape Town. It's an hour away from Cape Town, but mostly unknown to people who live in Cape Town and the rest of the country. But I'm very excited about the old vine Chenin, the old vine Pinotage, which is available there, and of course it's extremely good value for money, because being undiscovered, it hasn't been, people are not really making a killing from the wines yet, with a couple of exceptions.
So the book is a combination between insight into wine as well as a lot of substance and facts. How long did it take to write, and how much research was involved?
Well, the road trip was 10 days, and we've got 10 chapters, and each one corresponds to a day's trip. So it took us 10 days to actually drive around and taste the wines, and then it took another couple of weeks for me to write it up, get hold of the prices of the various wines. We recommend 100 different wines in the book, and then to put it all together, then I handed it over to Fanakalo, as I said, and it took them a couple of months to do all the illustrations and to do the design of the book, and then we shipped it over to Singapore, and production was a couple of weeks, and then getting into South Africa was a couple of months because of the strike, and then distributing it, etc., etc., etc. So the whole project is probably about 6 months long.
Can we expect one annually?
Yes, I think so. We did a deal with Jonathan Ball. They bought a whole bunch of copies, and then depending on how well sales go, I think we'll probably do another one next year.
Congratulations.
Cheers.